We're in Progreso, Mexico. Join us for a beach excursion, and then we get to meet some characters. Before I take you on our adventure to the beach, I wanted to show you how we decided what we wanted to do in Progreso. On the Disney Cruise website, you can go and search by ports of call, experience type, activity level, accessibility, and price range for possible excursions. I really suggest looking ahead of time and then being ready to book your excursions when your booking window opens up. And we really had a few things in mind when we were wanting to do an excursion. We didn't want to travel a long time on a bus or a boat after getting off the cruise. Some of these excursions are an hour and a half away. And with two boys that like to be active, it was just not in the cards for us. We knew we would want an excursion that was fairly short time to travel to get there. And we really wanted a bit of a relaxing excursion where we could let the kids play at the beach. So, with those things in mind, we took a look and saw that there were a couple of options. We decided to choose the Corona Beach Party because there were drinks included, and there was a private beach area that looked well maintained and safe. And so it also wasn't terribly expensive. So we decided that that was the right option for us. There are lots of different options that looked super interesting, but given our kids' age, we really decided that a beach day would probably be the best thing for us. We did have some friends that took a different tour that went to the C Note um, swimming excursion with a little bit of Mayan ruins experience. And it looked really cool. I think food was included on that one. But for us personally, that was over an hour and a half away to get to the location. And then it kind of cuts into your time being at the actual excursion. And then it was an hour and a half trip back to the boat. So I just knew for our family that wasn't going to be right. But for their family, it worked out and they enjoyed it and had a great experience. So, like I said, it's really important to just take a look at all of the options, see what your price range is, what your activity level is. We knew that this was going to be the right thing for us because our boys love the beach. I wanted to just sit and relax without having to do a whole lot of activity on this particular excursion. So we chose the Corona Beach Party, and here are some of the online photos from them. So yeah, definitely check out a lot of the options that they have. There's really something for all ages, all experience and activity types. So I will go into talking about how we get to the excursion. Disney does it like no other cruise ship we've been on, and I love how safe we have always felt. So we will all meet, everybody who's going on the same excursion will meet all together in a previously planned out area, and you will follow a character or a sticker color, and they will lead you off of the boat to the right person that you're supposed to be with. And that person or that host is going to make sure that you get to the excursion safely and without any trouble. And with kids, I just appreciate that so much because while my husband and I have traveled and done our own private excursions on different cruise ships, sometimes with kids it just changes. And I just want to make sure that we are in a safe area, that they feel comfortable, that I feel comfortable. And Disney definitely makes sure that you feel that safety. And of course, where we were at was a very safe area, but we're not efficient speakers of Spanish. So we just really wanted to make sure that that was not something we had to stress over. So here we are. It's a beautiful area. The Corona Beach party took place in a restaurant. They even had these little cabanas set up for massages, which I definitely took advantage of. And so while I was off getting my massage, the boys got to play in the sand and be in the ocean. It was a tad chilly, but like most kids, they don't really feel the cold weather like I do. And so we did get to enjoy a little bit of splashing around. The more you were in it, the easier the temperature got. So they jumped and played in the sand. We looked for seashells. The sand was absolutely lovely and very soft. And the waves were fun, and it was pretty windy that day, so we had some good waves. But it was just really fun to let the kids chill out and run around and enjoy being at the beach. We do live about 5 hours away from Galveston, so we do get to go to the beach more than I ever did as a kid living in the Midwest. But I will say we love a beach, and this one was lovely. I will say that this particular excursion, I'm not sure if we would do it again. It was nice to have free time and downtime, and it was close to the port, which you'll see this long, long, long bridge is a very long bridge to the port. Progreso has one of the longest bridges or ports. I think it's about 4 miles long, so you can't really walk it. When you get off the ship, you are on a charter bus and they are busing you into more of like the town area. So it is unique in that way. It's not like you can just get off, walk to some local shops like you can in Cozumel, but it was definitely a more local experience being in Progreso. You felt a little bit more outside of the touristy area, which was a great experience for us. So yeah, it was clean and the sand was lovely, but I will say there were quite a few um, Mexicans that were hawking their wares, and I didn't mind some of it, but after a while, it just kind of got a little old. I will say that our host did say, if anybody is giving you trouble or if it gets too much, just let me know and I'll take care of it. And he was very kind and nice about it, but I'm also not one to traditionally complain, but it was just one of those things where I kept saying no thank you, no thank you. And they were nice enough, they would just kind of keep walking. But so I will say that we did share this space with another cruise ship. A Carnival cruise boat ended up docking next to us, and they also had people coming, but we were there first. We got there pretty early in the morning, so we had about an hour and a half to ourselves, and there was really not too many people there, which was really nice. And then about halfway through our excursion, another boat of people kind of came into this area, and it became a little bit more of a party. So that's just something that you may want to note, was that there was a little bit more party vibes happening when another cruise came, which again, totally fine. We lived that life once upon a time, but it's definitely not the all-inclusive family vibe that we were used to before the other boat came. So it was nice. It was a 3 hour excursion. We got back by lunchtime. We got back on the boat, got all washed up, enjoyed a lunch on the boat, and then we really did enjoy checking out how they dock these huge, massive boats. And like I said, you can see the Carnival ship next to us, and it is significantly bigger than the Magic. But the phrase I kept saying was, the bigger the boat, the more the people. So we definitely enjoy the atmosphere of a smaller Magic ship. And so we were watching people come in from their excursions, and we knew it was getting very close to the time where we needed to be leaving the port, because when Disney says they're leaving, that is true. They are leaving. So you got to make sure that you're back on the boat. And once we saw the boat start to pull away, I got excited because it's time for my favorite thing in the whole world, listening to the Disney horn. It's my favorite part.
Elliot, no.
What? He's fine.
I'm scared that he's gonna fall.
Captain up there.
Aw, that's cute. That's real cute. That's cute. I anything against Carnival cruises, but it's just something about the Disney magic and the Disney details with the horn, and then it's really cute when Carnival does their little honk. It just makes you feel so special to be on a Disney cruise. And what we were talking about there, my husband was pointing out, this is how the captain pulls away from the harbor. I thought he was joking, but he is serious. There is a joystick that he uses. It's almost like similar to like an Atari game or something. And I really thought he was joking, but then he pointed it out to me that you could see the captain, and we kind of zoomed in a little bit, and the captain was standing and on the side of the ship there, and navigating us off of the port. So, as we're pulling away, I did want to go back and talk a little bit about why we go through Disney for our excursions. You absolutely can go independently and find other excursions on your own. You do not have to stick with the Disney excursion options. But the reason we do is because of the safety that they provide, and also they have vetted these companies and made sure that they are up to Disney standards, which I really appreciate. And then they also guarantee that if there is something that makes you late on the excursion to getting back to port time, they will not leave you. And I find that very comforting. Our friends that did go on a different excursion, they ended up being late due to traffic, and they were on a Disney excursion. So the boat was late pulling away from the port. We were supposed to be back on the boat by 3 o'clock, and we were going to be pulling away by 3 o'clock, but we ended up being about 45 minutes late because of the Disney excursion that got caught up in traffic. And so the boat will not leave the people who book through a Disney excursion if the excursion is the thing that makes you late for the boat. I love that. So definitely something to consider if you are planning on doing an excursion on your own. That's just something you'll have to really be careful about time and planning and making sure that you can get to the boat when they say you need to leave. So, otherwise, they will leave without you. And that was made very clear multiple times by numerous cast members. So, that's just something to think about as well. And then after we were on the boat, we got cleaned up. We were ready to take in some of the character visits that they constantly have going on the ship. We did buy a photo package, so I really wanted to make sure that we got all of the photos with all of our favorite characters. And that way we could really use the photo package that we bought. So it was great. We ended up starting off with some of our favorite characters, Chip and Dale. And I will say that I love character visits on a cruise ship because they actually end up spending so much more time with your little ones. And there is Chip, who decided that he loved my son's headband, which had Chip and Dale on it. He started playing with it, putting it on his head, just giving him like little giggles, which were so great. These two were such fun characters. They also were signing autograph books for the boys, which were really fun. And then they took a bunch of pictures, and they were just so cute. They ended up pretending to walk away with the boys. They were going to go to the cabin with them and just being really, really sweet, making them feel so, so special. And so I love those little differences because honestly, in the parks, you just don't have enough time with the characters because there's so many people that want to see those characters and do the visits. But on the ship, they just spend so much more time, which was great. And then my husband was waiting in line for the next character, which was Goofy and Max. And so they got to take pictures with them as well. And each character just did some different cool fun stuff with the boys, which was really really fun and cute to see. And all the while the photographer is taking pictures and making sure that we have really good memories of their little visits. And you just love to see the autograph book. Every character has a specialized autograph signature, and sometimes they'll draw little pictures in there for them, and then we also like to put the picture next to their autograph. So it's always really fun. They just have the best time. And my kids are not like big photography, I want to take tons of pictures, but with these characters, it's more of an experience. And so, yeah, that is always really fun to see them. Now we are waiting for the next character, and he is just so funny. Donald Duck is a character for sure, and he does not like Chip and Dale because they are tricksters. So, of course, when he saw my son's headband, he was not too happy about it. And it was just really cute to see him kind of give him a little bit of a hard time. I know from the cartoons, Chip and Dale often would cause Donald Duck a lot of headaches. So he was like, it's okay, that's fine. But when Donald wrote his signature, he did make sure to put a number one next to his name so Owen and Elliot would remember that Donald Duck was the best. So that was really cute. It's always just really, really fun to see how they interact differently. And all the cast members that are helping the characters are always really sweet, and they'll interact with you as well and kind of do a little bit of interpretation. So then my kids had to go to the bathroom, so the kids club was the closest place to use the restroom, and we headed in, and look who we found. Oh my goodness, Thor. Of course my kids were like, can we touch your hammer? So he was generous and held the hammer while the kids got to hold it up as well and get a picture. And he signed their autograph book, which was amazing. And he drew a little hammer picture, asked them their age, how old they were, and he had told them how old he was. It was a ridiculously large number because, of course, he is a god. So they just loved it. He had a great time talking with them, and that was just stumbling into the kids club. So that's what you find on a Disney cruise, is that there's characters all over the place. Most of the time there's not a ton of wait, and you can just really talk and have a conversation and have experiences unlike anywhere else. So, and then here's their picture with Thor. Super cool. And then who did we see? Donald Duck was taking a break, and Daisy was coming in. So they got to meet a little bit in the hallway, and she took over for him. And that was also a fun little experience. So we got photos and pictures and videos with Daisy, and she was super sweet. Um, Yes. So, like I said, were we crazy character Disney people before this? Absolutely not. I really would have told you we wouldn't have waited in line to see a character, but for some reason, it just makes it so magical when you see these characters and they interact as the character, and they just give your kids just the attention that you would hope. You would have in an experience like this. So, if you're wanting character visits, the boats are the best way to go interact with them. We just always enjoy it much more than I really thought we would. And if you are paying for the package, all of these photos are included in the photo package. So I always feel this intense feeling like we have to get as many photos as possible to make the expensive photo package really worth it. And I have never regretted it since. And then after we got some character visits, we went to one of our favorite places to dine, which is Animator's Palette. And I'm going to give you a look at the menu at this restaurant. I don't want to give all the secrets of this restaurant away because it's just such a cool experience, but there are some definite magical things that happen in this restaurant. And my oldest son, is huge into animation. He takes animation classes in an outschool program. He loves to draw. It is his favorite thing to do. And so he is very interested in what it takes to become an animator. So this restaurant is by far his favorite. You get to see screens all around the restaurant, and they will start to draw some of the famous characters in the Disney movies that you may know. And it takes a little bit of time, but you can see the drawing take shape. So it's always our favorite to guess what character they are drawing. And as the dinner progresses, the drawings will start to move, and then the drawings will start to turn into colored drawings. And the restaurant that starts out in black and white will eventually turn into a colorful space. And there are some special visits that happen, and there are some special magical things that happen that like I said, don't want to give away to anybody excited for a surprise, but it is just a really fantastic space. And you'll see Like I said, we always enjoy during dinner checking out the drawings and guessing who it is. And you can see then they start to animate them and it comes to life and then they'll add the color to it. So it's just such a cool entertainment space while you're eating. And then, of course, here is our dessert. The boys truly enjoyed these dessert sundaes. And I actually had this to the left is a lemon box. Icebox cake, which was so delicious. And then at the end of the night, we really didn't have much planned. So we really wanted to check out the very, very tippy top of the ship where my son, my youngest, Elliot, loves foosball. And they have a basketball court, a ping pong table, a foosball table, and we wanted to check it out. So we definitely were getting blown away. It was very windy that night, but it was fun to check out how high up we were. Owen was telling me these are the stairs you get up to, I guess, the Aqua Dunk, which is a much, I guess, a little bit more scarier water slide that they were not ready to try. But we were getting blown away for sure. And then we found the little rec space where my husband was meeting us for some foosball. And we enjoyed playing a few games. There was another family that was playing ping pong, but it was having a hard time staying on the table. But the foosball actually was enclosed in glass, so that was a really thoughtful idea because we didn't have to chase down any balls or anything like that. So, just wanted to give you this video of what the top deck looks like. There, like I said, really wasn't a ton of people up there, which was really nice to kind of have the space to ourselves. And it was a nice clear night. The weather we had on the cruise, granted, we went early February, so we really had beautiful weather and not very choppy waters. We only had one night that was kind of a little iffy, but other than that, everything's smooth sailing. So after we played a couple of games of foosball and Owen and I got beat pretty bad, we decided to cap our night off with some soft serve, of course, as one does on vacation. So coming up in our next video, we will be going on another excursion and we will be enjoying Pirate Night. Join us next time.